Welcome along then, ladies and gentlemen, friends of G Addict Racing League. Welcome back to our third round as we are here for the G Addict Formula 1 Singapore Grand Prix in 2022 on the F1 22 game. As I said, we're at round 3, Marina Bay, Singapore is where we are at the Singapore Street Circuit. The beautiful Ferris wheel here on the last turn of the circuit. As we take a look at the circuit, 3 sectors right there together with the beautiful Ferris wheel. The intermediate is the speed trap at the end of the start-finish straight. 23 corners on this beautiful track, a slight elevation change of 5.28 meters with 2 DRS zones, which will be very important during this race. A beautiful view here on the Singapore Bridge with the Singapore Sling. As we are going to the starting grid for today's race, as we have DC Sissoy who lines up at pole position, Jemmy slotting in alongside. Looking down to the rest of the grid, we have Regic in the Red Bull P3, Cas on P4 for McLaren. The other McLaren of Jordan in P5, F1 kit on P6 for the Haas. Nemis, the other Haas on P7, Andy Josh for Alpine P8. P9 to the other Alpine of Antrax Robin, then Serene the other Aston Martin P10. The AlphaTauri duo of Woody Place and TTV Bob the Shark on P11 and 12. And Gallimimus slotting in at the back of the grid. If you want to see the full qualifying and race, be sure to go to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GA Racing League, slot in below here. And let's go down to the track and let's see who comes out on top today. Lights are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the lights are out and away we go. And DC had a good start actually. It's a nice start and Regic had a good start as well. Going side by side with the Ferrari, and the McLaren was also touching there with the Ferrari. The Ferrari spins round. The Ferrari has been spun round. The Ferrari has dropped back an awful lot of place on P12 and it was caught with Cas there. Cas be able to continue. Jemmy on the last place of the race, but it's now DC on P1. We have Jacob on P2, and it's Andy Josh actually on P3 doing a good job there as well. Haas driver of F1 kit a little bit wide there, but it's all going good, it's all going neat. As we take a look at a replay here from the onboard of F1 kit, starting on P6, a good initial start for the Haas driver. And in front is where the accident happened, and ooh, there the contact was made and he was just able to avoid it. But that's just a nasty crash. But I also see a nice battle ongoing on P7. That's the group of Woody Place, Dancer and Gallimimus and Antrax. Antrax also still close. I see that both Jemmy and Jordan are pitting. Both the drivers might be having contact with each other into turn 1. And Jemmy is pitting onto the soft compound of tires and Jordan onto the mediums. And it's a nice battle here between these groups. Ooh, I see Gallimimus going for the move back on Antrax. And he got the move. And ooh, that's in a little bit with a touch on the AlphaTauri, but still be able to slow it. And the safety car deployed. Safety car is deployed, but why? Why is the safety car deployed? Was it Andy Josh? Could be Andy Josh, but I don't know why the safety car is deployed. Predicted pit stop strategy from the hards to the mediums, or a medium soft strategy, but I think that if the rain is coming that it won't be that kind of thing. A drive-through penalty for Andy Josh speeding under VSC, but it was currently apparently a VSC. I thought it was a safety car, but it was a VSC. But the DRS will now be enabled. But Andy Josh is still going with a broken front wing. Still close to each other. Let's see if we have a nice battle ongoing there. The fastest lap for Regic with a 1:42.8. I see a yellow flag again in sector 2. That's again Woody Place. Not a good day for him. Andy Josh spinning to replace his front wing. Will Regic be able to get this overtake stick onto the nice DRS that he is gaining and gaining and gaining? Can he stick it besides the Alpha of the Aston Martin? He can. Around the outside he goes, but he can't make the move stick. Maybe into this corner, into the inside. Oh, it's close, but he still can't make the move stick. With a switchback maybe? No, he can't. He still stays on P2. But what is happening in the back there on, for example, P5 with the Aston Martin and the Williams? Josh on Inters, what the fuck? Yeah, Josh is indeed on Inters. I don't know why he went on Inters, because I don't think the rain is already in now. Yeah, the rain is already here. Lap 4 of the race and the rain is already in. Of course to the intermediate tires, but there's not much of a battle going on for that specific place. The only big battles are in the top 4 on 2 different places, on the P1, P2 and on P3, P4. It's a nice wiggle there for the Red Bull driver, but still not going into pit lane, which I think they should. Oh, and I see a crash. That's Andy Josh that retired, and I think this will be a full course safety car up to now. Yeah, it's full course safety car. Full course safety car deployed. Full course safety car deployed. And it's now the question of where DC is going to get onto the throttle. It might be over here already, but it looks like he is waiting for the last corner to go. And is he going here? He is putting the throttle down. Putting the throttle down, and 5-second time penalty for Nemes for a collision with Antrax. That's not good. But the Alpha tire is already lapped and will have to let people through. But it's DC with a good restart. We have the Red Bull of Regic still close behind him. Vankin still on P3. Good job for the Haas. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's the car of Woody Place letting people by. But he's now led by the complete field. Haas and the McLaren. The Haas and the McLaren of Kas and the Haas of Nemes. A fierce battle, which Kas eventually won out. Kas has gained a place up to P5. There, the Gallimimus is trying a move on the Haas as well. Oh, and they touched! They touched! Gallimimus and Nemes have touched. Nemes is fallen back to P11. But Gallimimus has touched with the Haas driver, which is not what we like to see, of course. Oh, an ugly view here, but it's nicely corrected as we went to the Williams driver. So not really closing in onto the Williams of Gallimimus. So not that much of a battle. Ooh, and the yellow flag, and Woody Place retired. Will this be again a safety car? Yes, the safety car is deployed. The full course safety car is again deployed. Man, that's a lot of safety cars. The second safety car already. The last time out we also had like 3 safety cars, I think. And DC is now determining the pace, waiting for... Oh, and the Haas spins. The Haas of F1 Kid spins out and will lose a lot of places. He can't overtake them. And that's very unfortunate for the safety car restart. But the safety car is into the pit lane and it's green, green, green on this rainy circuit. And I see a battle with the McLaren and the Aston Martin of Detrain and Kas. And Kas got the outside line on turn 3. Onto the outside he goes, still side by side racing, close contact with the drivers, but Kas still made it in front of the drivers. In front it's still the same, DC leading the way from Regic, and then Brim on P3 and Dancing Rain on P4 with a penalty, and F1 Kid on P5 after his fallback. Ooh, and I see the Ferrari going wide of Jemmy. He already told us that he had some damage, but this is the got us to our friend Jemmy, who has the damage as told earlier. Ooh, and a big wobble. Ooh, a big crash as well. That was a big crash. And Jemmy and Dancing had made contact. We have a little bit of life in the brewery here. And it's a full core safety car deployed. We have again another safety car. And if we go onto P9 and P10, the crash was happening here onto the, yeah, what should I call it, the sort of stadium section, the swing. P2 could have a advantage on DC with the soft compound of tires. DC can determine the pace, no rain expected for the rest of the race. So it's 5 laps of slick running, and DC is going onto the throttle now. It's green, and we're racing once again. And DC caught Brim a little bit of napping. F1 Kid had a good restart, very close to Brim there. Let's go to the Haas driver. Brim has to get a little bit more temperature into his tires to get an advantage onto DC. And let's see how this will unfold. We will have 2 laps of DRS. Actually 3. Dancing still has to do his drive-through, so Dancing will probably be last. We have a 3-second time penalty for Cas for multiple warnings. That's also a penalty that will have an effect on his end position. Anthrax now also close to Gallimimus. Gallimimus has to defend. Let's first go to our winner. And the winner here is DC Sassoy. DC going on to the last corner of the Grand Prix and winning the Singapore Grand Prix of GARL in Season 1. And F1 Kid getting P2. P3 goes to our friend of Regic, Jordan P4. Gallimimus actually going to P4 and Antrax P5. Jordan falling back to P6 due to his penalty. But what an immense battle we had in the last 5 laps of the Grand Prix. Very well done.
You've done it!
And a good job there for F1 Kid, of course, to get P2. Good points for Haas. We're only waiting for TTV Bob the Shark to get the position in. And there we go. Not sure what's happening here. Don't think anyone is running up, so then we should go with the Alt F4 manners to at least get out of the game. Alright, so I'm going to the interview pen. There we go. We're onto the interview pen already. Let's see who we have in already. I see Jemmy, I see F1 Kid, I see Bob the Shark, I see Cass. I don't see our winners yet. I don't see our podium members. So I think we are doing better to get one of these drivers in already. Let's begin with Jemmy. Let's begin with our first, one of our last retirements actually. Let's see, ask to speak. And welcome, Jemmy.
Hi.
Well, tell us, how did it go for you on the first couple of laps?
Not too well, if you ask me. It's just awkward turn 1. I had a Red Bull on my outside and a McLaren trying to go for my inside, and it just wasn't going to work. It just, well, yeah, as you saw, just floor damage, rear wing damage, diffuser damage, a bit of everything from it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You were doing a good job actually onto staying close to Gallimimus, I think it was, and Dancing Rain in the beginning. So you did a really good job on that. But yeah, talk us through the exact moment of retirement.
Oh, I was doing just fine. I was just trying to stay behind them and do some damage limitation, just sit in P7 and hope I stick with them. I That was basically all I was doing all race until I saw Dancing Rain. He started to spin out, and I decided let's try and get through this so I don't have to sit and brake and stay still. Because if not, I'll end up losing more positions than you know. I'll lose more positions sitting there than I do risk going through and trying to get past him before he hits me. So that's the risk I took, and that's what led to my DNF really.
Right. You think that this was an avoidable incident between you guys?
Uh, with considering the weather conditions, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I would have been able to stop in time anyway. It just would have locked up all my tires, and I would have slid into him and lost my right front anyway. It's just racing, really.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and let's go on to the next one.
Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go to who do we want? Let's go to F1 Kid. F1 Kid on a P2 position, of course. And there he is. Welcome, F1 Kid.
Welcome. Hello, hello.
Yeah, wow, P2 for the Haas. I think it was a good day for the Haas team. Talk us through.
Yeah, I think Gunther Steiner is gonna have like a heart attack seeing me up this high. Yeah, I can't believe it. Honestly, I knew we might have a chance of a podium, but a P2 also. First the start. Yeah, though I saw Jamie getting like tapped maybe. I just about avoided him. I was just sitting in P3 until like the safety car. So many safety cars came out. Then I tried to warm up my tires just because they were so cold. I spun, sadly, but then when it was getting dry, I thought I didn't go on the softs because I thought they were gonna wear out too much. So I went on the mediums and just keep it clean, and a P2 will pass the slap.
Yeah, well, what were your exact thoughts on the strategy to go onto the mediums for the safety car restart? Like normally you would think of the softs to go through.
Yeah, I was thinking about softs at first, but then Singapore, I thought I was gonna get high tire wear, so I didn't want to like have very bad tires at the end, so I decided to stay on the mediums.
All right. Yeah. Anything else to comment on your race so far?
Nothing much, I must say. Just happy to be on the podium.
All right. Then we are going on to the next interview. Thank you for your time, F1 Kid, and congratulations on your P2.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
Then we're going on to Bob the Shark. Welcome, Bob the Shark.
Yeah, hello, Rob.
Hello. Well, was not your best race, I think. Talk us through.
I mean, the setup was not ideal. Just not ideal. Too slow, everywhere. There's a couple of laps where I felt like the wets were quicker. When looking back at it, they probably weren't. But yeah, there's just Singapore, not my greatest track. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say regarding? I think you might have spun a little bit, and you were not having your best time onto the track. Yeah. Anything to comment really on what happened? Just not the circle was not your thing, or you thought there was more to gain.
I mean, there was more in the car, just not the setup, and not really the best circuit for the setup.
Right. Okay. Anything to comment further on your race?
I mean, lap 14, there was a little collision with Anthrax. Um, I mean, I don't know what really happened there. But yeah, I mean, just not the cleanest race from my side, but also a bit unlucky when it came to other drivers.
All right. Yeah. If that was it, I want to thank you for your time and for your interview, and now we'll go into the next one.
Yes, thank you, Rob.
All right. Let's go to the one of the first McLarens. That's Cas, aka Brim.
Hello,
And welcome, Cas.
hello.
You were in a really good position in the beginning, then dropped back an awful lot of places. Talk us through your emotions during the race.
Yeah, no, I first want to say sorry. I know he's not here, but I want to say sorry to Nem. I crashed him out at the end, and that was my bad. I had a pedal glitch in the end, so it wouldn't register it like immediately when I clicked it, and I didn't know, and that's why I spun so many times. And yeah, it just kind of ruined everything, but also other people's races, and that was on me.
All right.
And I'm sure he's gonna fill that in and give me a penalty, and I'm not even going to bother doing anything. It's deserved. So
All right. All right. Yeah, you were driving on a P2 position eventually. Yeah, unfortunately, you spun out and lost that good position. Were you thinking of, okay, I have a race to complete, just stay calm and drive your laps, or what were you what was you thinking during the spin?
yeah, well, I was on like 2 warnings already, and when I got the penalty, because I like went over for like you have to be really close at that one corner, and I went a little over, and I knew it, so I got the penalty, and then I was like a bit stressing because I knew I had to push really hard to get out of the 3 seconds because I thought with the softs I would have been able to overtake Sisoy, but so kind of the pressure came, and I just had to push, and also with the throttle being weird. I spun, and then I was like thinking about maybe overtaking a couple of people, but then I just crashed out Nem, and that was it. Basically, I slowed down so he would like be in front of me, but because of the penalty he got, he was still behind me.
All right. Anything else to comment on your race?
Um, well, not really. I just look forward to the next one. I'm happy my teammate got some points. We took kind of a hit, seeing as we could have potentially been the top of the constructors now, but that's on me. So
All right. Well, thank you for your time and for your interview.
yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye. All right, let's go to I think it was Woody, the other Alpha Tauri. Welcome, Woody Plays.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you also had a retirement during the race, during the wet conditions. Talk us through your race so far.
Well, at the start, I actually did have a good getaway from my position. I managed to gain, by the end of turn 3, 4 positions and sat in P6 for about 4 laps, which, I take that as a good start. Clearly not. But obviously, the rain, no. With the first safety car we had just before the rain, I got falsely given a drive-through penalty for apparently having a negative delta, which I believe is unfair because I was monitoring my speed quite well. And because of that, after that, my race went completely downhill. The rain hit, and my setup was not the one that felt good in the rain, and it eventually caused my retirement.
Yeah, it's obviously very unfortunate to hear that. Yeah, you were, I think, the second person who retired from the session. What do you think this will happen for the constructors championship?
Well, I do. I do. I am very sorry for retiring mid-race. I felt, but obviously it will affect the points that I could have gained. So I do apologise to my teammate and my team. But luckily, my fellow teammate managed to pull in a point, so it is gonna. At least I'm not leaving this weekend on a mega sad note.
Yeah, that's of course a good sign. Well, thank you for your time and thank you for this interview.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Before we go to someone else, let's take our winner from this race, DC.
Hello?
DC, winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. Talk us through.
Well, this race was kind of strange. I mean, because starting a little from the beginning, the conditions on the race thing were saying Inters will come later, and instead it came like lap 12 or something. So I went on hard at the start, but it was the wrong choice. I mean, I couldn't know when the rain would start. But like the rest was kinda hard because I had at the start Rijik pushing behind me. Then I had Galimimos, I believe, and at the end I had also F1 Kid and Cass pushing me. So like it was all a race of pushing all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have led almost every lap onto this Grand Prix. I think someone here has also talked about a DC dominance. Do you think you will have this dominance during the rest of the season?
Well, I don't hope so because like I like winning, of course, but I like also to have someone to race with. I don't like to race alone because I am too strong for the others. I want competitors like Jamie, for of course, but he crashed out at the start. But I mean, I had some fun at the start with Rijik pushing. We were pushing each other. Also, we had 2 or 3 battles, so that was interesting.
All right. Yeah. Anything to comment further on your race?
Well, one thing I had for pretty much every moment of the race was front wing damage because I stupidly went into the wall at the first safety car restart because I'm an idiot, and like I was struggling all the time to. In the last corner, basically, I couldn't steer. The car was simply going into the sea. But apart from that, nothing.
All right. Well, congrats on your win and thank you for this interview.
Thank you. Well, bye.
All right. I am firstly going to read down the interview. Denzigrain texted me. He wasn't able to talk, so I will be reading off his interview. He said, "So first of all, I want to apologize to Jemmy. I got on the power too quickly and spun the rears, which ended up in an oversteer to the right and then a snap to the left. Honestly, the penalty I got as 5 seconds for that, I think were deserved, if not more, honestly. The race went up and down for me, starting from P10, gaining places in the first lap, ending up at P3 at some point. And then, due to my own mistakes, I ended up at the back of the grid again. Luckily, scored a few points by profiting from others making mistakes in the last 2 laps. But all in all, it could have gone better." So that was the interview of Dancing Rain. We have 2 drivers left to interview. Let's go to Antrax first, the Alpine driver. Welcome, Antrax.
Thank you.
So, what's your thoughts about this race?
Yeah, it was just. I don't know how to talk about it. It started off like fine. I started on the hards. They were pretty hard to get into temperature. I was losing positions left and right from a bad start. Then the rain came. Eventually, a lot of safety cars. So thinking about what should I do? Should I go with softs? Yes, no. Did it not? Then got onto the inters. I'm not sure where I got the wing damage. I got wing damage from a collision. Will not be naming because that will be done privately. Then lost my full wing after very scary moments before. My engineers were kind of dead-brained, so they didn't fix the issue. Also put me on mediums, by the way, so I'm very glad I kind of gotten into a Ferrari situation. Then did fix the wing after holding up Bob behind the safety car. Luckily, got the last few laps safety car to get back on the softs and got back to P5 or no, I got P5. So I'm very glad for the team as well to get those points, which we did need because Josh, of course, had not such a good race. But yeah, there will hopefully be some background things. Of course, I never like that, but if it's needed, it's needed. But yeah, that's my race.
All right. Yeah, of course, your teammates retired eventually. What do you think this will have for an impact on the Constructors Championship you have right now?
I'm not sure how many points we have. I think P5 should be a good result. We won't be far in the championship because I know both me and my teammate are struggling with their car. Probably have to develop it further, as well as our skills. But I think we still have a chance for a decent mid-grid position. I don't think we'll be lost, which is a positive thing for me. I know I already knew in the beginning that we did not have the strength to go into the top teams, but I know for sure that we are bonding very good and we're getting our feeling into the car.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to add onto your race, or don't you have anything to add?
Well, I did very much enjoy it. It was, of course, scary conditions, had some battles, scary moments, damage from collisions. And I think that after the last two races, the drivers have gained a lot of skills and knowledge with the ongoing season, which I'm very happy about and very proud of it as well. But I think we've got a good grid. Of course, nothing will be without issues. Friendships will be broken, but that's racing.
All right. Well, thank you for your time and thank you for your interview.
Yeah, thank you for your interest.
Right, let's go to the last interview of today, and that will be for our friend Jordan. Last time out, his mic wasn't working. Let's see if his mic is fixed now. Welcome, Jordan.
You hear me this time?
Yes, we can finally hear something. All right, Jordan. I think it was a pretty good day for McLaren as well, compared to last week. Last week was an amazing day for the McLaren team. How did you feel during the race?
I was pretty compromised at the start. I got caught up in that first collision, but after that, I feel like I had pretty good pace, and I could catch up to a couple of guys in front and battle with them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, about the incident, what happened exactly during the incident?
Well, it was the same one my teammate was involved in, and the Ferrari. I just didn't see it in time to react, so I got front wing damage from that. So I had to box the first lap.
All right. Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to add to the race?
No, I think overall it's a good bit of points for McLaren. Even though we both had not the strongest of races, I think it was a pretty good damage limitation in the Constructors' Championship.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time and thank you for your interview.
Yeah, thank you too.
And then I want to turn me to the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to also go to our YouTube channel, to our Twitch channel. Be sure to follow them both. The highlights will also be posted onto the YouTube channel somewhere around the Sunday or the Monday. Depends on how many work the highlights are to edit. But be sure to go to the YouTube channel as well. Be sure to go to the Twitch channel. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Twitch channel so you don't miss any streams. Go to our Discord server to actually be able to join the league. The Discord server link will be in the highlight video description, so be sure to go to the YouTube channel for that. I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. And let's hope we have a little bit more of an exciting race for the next time. But for this moment, I will wave to you guys and say goodbye. Have a great day.